What's good, guys? Kayla Nicole here, and welcome to the pregame.
Okay, now, ladies.
Welcome to the pregame.
I'm very excited today. I think I'm excited every day when I have a guest in this chair because I don't have to sit here and talk to myself. Honestly, this is like my favorite part of this whole podcast thing. So I'm going to introduce our guest. She's a very special lady to me, a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. She's beauty. She's grace. She's Miss United States.
She'll punch you in the face.
I've been waiting to say that. No, but seriously, she is all that plus brains. The girl is booked and busied and very much unbothered. Very much unbothered, okay? Today's guest is the definition of poise and power, from winning Miss Teen USA many years ago to becoming one of the most relatable and real voices in media. So whether you've seen her catching catfish on MTV, hosting her hit podcast, Relationship, or just dropping wisdom on the timeline, Kamie Crawford shows up as her authentic self every single time. She's really, really good at speaking her mind. I admire that about her. Protecting her peace and reminding all of us that setting boundaries is a love language for yourself. So let's welcome the radiant, the real, the fire, Kamie Crawford.
I need to put this bio on my website. Why do I even have the bio? The bio I have right now is so boring. That was me in a
Yes, in a nutshell.
write-up.
This is my favorite part of the show,
you.
giving people their flowers, you know?
I just love you, as you know. I mean, that's not new.
I love you, Scorpio sister.
Scorpio sister.
Yeah, we're twins.
For life.
Yeah.
And you've been on my podcast twice now.
Yes. I
At
love
two
your
very
pod.
different points in your life, which is I think of podcasting as like my diary.
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel that way too now. Like,
Absolutely.
there's so many things that you can say here that you can't really get across on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And like the people who are listening, for the most part, you know, the haters, they tune in whenever they whenever they want to.
Yeah.
But like your people who really care about you will listen to your show because they want to hear more about you and your life. And
Yes.
I love podcasting.
I'm growing to love it. This is obviously
Yeah.
like new territory for me.
Yeah.
But I think that you're really good at just being like your authentic self, regardless of how it's received.
I don't
the public.
actually give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's the problem with me. I wish sometimes I'm like, okay, Cameron. That's my
Cameron?
government. Cameron. I
As
talk
your
to
mother would
myself,
call
yeah,
you?
as my mother, literally, because there have been times when my mom has gotten calls from like media outlets
Yeah,
about things that
really?
I've said. on the
Really?
internet. Yes.
Okay. That's taken it to a new level.
But sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm in a different place in my life now. Everything that I say can be put somewhere or
Yes.
twisted and put into an article and become something bigger than what I actually meant it to
Mhm.
be.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to dial it back. Like on the way walking in here, I was hitting the backspace button for someone that I was about to go off on.
Responding to comments?
I'm always responding to comments.
Which, okay, so I have like a love-hate relationship with the comment section.
Mhm.
Sometimes I read them, sometimes I don't. But
Yeah.
because of that very reason, because I want to clap back. I want to send your mom a DM and a
I
screenshot of what
have,
you said to me.
actually.
Yeah. But I had to stop. I had to stop doing that because it's like, and let me
Yes.
clarify, not talk about your kids on your page. It's more so like, you're a mother.
Yeah.
You're a father.
You have
You're responsible
children.
for raising another life and you're out here talking to other humans like this. That's
Oh,
insane to me.
The men with their child, like their child daughter in their photo.
Yeah.
And they're sending me the most hateful messages. I'm like, what are you even saying? Or like talking about my weight, talking about my looks. Like,
Ugh.
I feel so sorry that you have a daughter that has grown up with a
Mhm.
father
Like you.
who demeans and belittles women the way that you do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna talk about your kids in that vein to make you feel like shit, because
Yeah.
you should feel like shit.
I think that's the worst part of podcasting is that you do open up the door for a little negativity.
Yeah.
But like that comes with the territory.
It comes with just being a public person
Absolutely.
in general. I've been dealing with it for a long time.
Yeah, girl. Maybe. But speaking of your podcast,
Yeah.
you were nominated for Webby. Did you win? Has that happened yet?
It hasn't happened yet. It
Okay,
happens
but you're
in
gonna win.
mid-May.
When you win.
When I win.
When you win. Will you go to the awards? Will you have like an acceptance
I
speech?
hope so. I mean, I hope that they invite me.
Yeah, I would think so.
I don't know if everyone who's nominated gets invited, but
Yeah.
whatever. I'm hoping that they invite me. If they don't, then I'm just going to show up anyway.
Yes.
Be like, I'm on the list.
What are you going to say in your
Um,
acceptance speech when you win?
Thanks, besties. I
Aw.
love you guys so much. No, I'm honestly like, there were 13,000 submissions.
Wow.
So being
Wow.
nominated
Is
I'm
incredible.
Just like I'm happy with just that.
No,
I'm
that's
happy.
amazing. But you're no stranger to winning things. You're no stranger to winning things, girl.
I have an Aries mother, so winning is a part
Is
of
in your nature.
That's like what I have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite? Could you pick one like success story that you have in terms of just like winning things? I mean, I know pageants was like your thing, but
Yeah.
that's so long ago.
That's so long ago.
Would that be one of your favorites though? Maybe.
I mean, It was pretty lit. Like I competed. It was my first pageant that I ever competed in was Miss Maryland Teen USA. There were 63 other contestants and it was my first time. And I ended up winning, and everyone in my top 5 had been competing for years.
Wow.
And then I went on to Miss Teen USA and I ended up winning.
Casual.
And that's with 51 states technically, including DC and Hawaii. And I ended up winning that too. So listen, I was very happy to be one and done or two and done because I didn't know anything about the pageant world. I didn't know what I was really getting myself into. But I mean, that's probably one of my favorites.
One of your faves? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't have known that I liked being in front of the camera if I didn't do that because I was on a different trajectory. I wanted to be a doctor.
Wow. Really?
Girl, yes, I wanted to be a dermatologist.
Dr. Crawford.
Dr. Crawford was never going to happen.
Dr. Crawford has a nice ring to it, though.
Was never going to happen. But I'm kind of like a uncertified relationship therapist, as I say.
100%.
So she's still giving Dr. Crawford.
Absolutely.
Just could go to jail because she doesn't have.
She's not licensed.
She's not licensed at all.
No, I love that.
But they still solicit my advice.
Yeah, I would.
Whose
I do.
fault is it?
We're going to ask relationship questions today because I trust you.
Yay.
And you're in a healthy, happy relationship. So people love to tell me, like, she shouldn't be giving relationship advice because she's single and sad.
First of all.
Well, today we have an expert here.
No, but wait, because people say the same thing to me,
Oh,
even
really?
though I'm in a relationship.
It's
always like the incels on social media. They'll be like, you're not married.
Yeah,
Or
damn
they'll
if
be
you,
like,
damn if you don't.
Single spinsters shouldn't give relationship advice. And I'm like, first of all, I'm 32.
Yeah,
Secondly,
shut up.
I'm not single. And then they'll be like, well, you're not married. And I'm like, touche, bitch.
Right.
Okay.
Touche.
You got me there.
I don't have much to say back to that. Okay, while I make my cocktail, you guys, I got Kamie a signature cocktail to make. I made her, or I was going to make her a Mexican mule.
That's my favorite.
Which is a Moscow mule, but with tequila.
Yes.
This is my go-to as well.
I love it.
I love a good Mexican mule, but Kamie will not be indulging with me today.
And let me tell you why.
Tell them people why, Kamie.
Because your girl is not trying to. I have it scheduled to freeze my eggs in less than a month.
Woo! I feel like it's celebratory. It's exciting.
I mean, is it?
It is, because it means that you get to now live life without this pressure of a ticking time bomb in the back saying, my eggs are getting old. My eggs are getting old. I have to have the baby this year. I have to have a baby this year.
I know.
I think it takes away the pressure.
It takes away some of it. But I had a fertility doctor, the one who's actually going to be taking my little eggies out. My little I don't
embryos.
Know. What do you call, like, what's a cute word for your eggs? My hatchlings.
Oh, that's cute. Sparrow?
My future sparrow hatchlings. My little minnows.
Your baby birds?
She's going to be taking my little minnows out. And we talked about, like, basically, eggs take I'm going to say this all fucking wrong, but your eggs, every single time you have a cycle, like, you don't make new eggs. You
have them all inside of you.
You are born with all of the eggs that you will ever have.
Yes.
And when you were inside of your mother, you had those eggs. And when your mother was inside of your grandmother, she had you in her already. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane to think of that.
It, like, sends me to another dimension when
we
I
are aliens.
think about it. Like, literally,
we are aliens.
All of the eggs that you have been inside of your maternal whatever ancestors from the dawn of time. And we're born with all the eggs that we will ever have.
Right.
And every single month, you
lose those eggs.
You lose one because you ovulate, and that's the cycle. If you have a regular cycle, and men, they don't have those problems.
Of course they don't.
Because every time they nut, they spit out 1,000,
1,900 million,
5
idiots.
million, and it don't matter how demons, literal demons, they spit out demons
seeds.
every time they nut.
Yeah,
and they don't have an issue. And they can be 90 years old and still spitting out these little demons.
I just talked about this the other day. Who is the actor that just had a child at like 80?
Robert De Niro?
Robert De Niro.
Love him down, but like, sir.
Oof. It's just
at
like
some point.
This might be TMI, but it's just like, I wonder what it smells like. You know, like, what does it change?
Putrid, babe.
Does it spoil?
Putrid.
Does the color change? At that age.
Very talented sperms, but like,
my goodness.
I can imagine. However, you can keep that.
Yes,
I don't want an old man sperm anywhere near me. Anyway, but there's like a whole thing that they tell you to do as far as prepping for the egg freezing, and like there's things that you could do to better your chances at like healthier eggs coming forward, what have you, vitamins and like all that. And I just feel like, with the alcohol, I should probably lay off.
I completely agree.
Takes a sip.
It's like, girl.
Takes a sip. But for men, it's different. But men, their sperm, even though they have so many of them, and yes, I'm doing a 20-minute dissertation about sperm on your podcast.
No, please do. This is informative.
It's informative.
And to be honest, I want to freeze my eggs as well. So I'm right here with you.
There you go.
Just maybe not this month.
The fertility doctor's like, I'm not worried about the first baby or the second baby. We want to have like 3 kids.
Yeah.
And so for the third one, if I'm 32 now, I'm not trying to like hurry up and get all these babies out. I'm trying to let my body
take your time,
heal, and like postpartum is a thing. And I just want to be able to take my time. But because sperm takes 90 days to regenerate, if you smoke weed, if you drink, like that all goes into your sperm.
Yeah.
So if you want THC-free embryos,
yeah,
the motherfucker you're with got to put down the blunt.
Yes.
For 90 days.
So you're just doing it because you want to just be the healthiest version of yourself.
Think that it's the right thing to do. And other women that I've talked to have done it have been like, yeah, babe, no more wine. I'm like,
tell me what the process is like having to freeze your eggs though. So like you go into the doctor's office, you say, I want to freeze them. And then what's the next like 3 steps?
And then, so right now I'm in the tracking my ovulation stage. So we discussed when I wanted to do it. I had to call them when I had the first day of my last period, which was like,
I'm bleeding.
I had to be like, hey,
Handmaid's Tale.
It's here. What do I do now?
Yeah.
And they sent me like a whole calendar schedule.
Okay.
Now I'm in my ovulation period. So I have to track my ovulation and like do the little test strips. They're like little, I don't know, like COVID tests you stick in your pee and then it tells you if you're ovulating or not.
So peeing in a cup frequently.
Peeing in a cup every single morning. And then tracking that. And then after that, once we pinpoint my ovulation date, then we will be able to pinpoint my actual embryo retrieval date.
Ooh.
Based on the fact that this is all based on like a regular cycle. So my cycle is 26 days. And whenever I ovulate is whenever I ovulate. And then after we figure out when I'm ovulating, then I will get the medication to like start administering the shots.
Okay.
And then once I do the shots and I get all the way. Oh, wait. No, first you have to get on a birth control.
No.
That was news to me.
Interesting.
I had no idea about that.
That would seem counterproductive in my mind.
Right. I think it's only like 4 or 5 days you have to be on it. I don't know exactly the reasoning behind it. I probably should know. I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And after getting off birth control, after 18 years of being on birth control, I'm definitely a little like,
yeah, questioning it a bit.
Like, what is that going to mean?
Yeah.
But it's a part of the process. I think it has something to do with just like, I don't know, regulating the cycle, whatever.
Science.
I'm going to take the birth control. I'm going to take the shots. And then we're going to take these hatchlings right on out.
Right. Suck them right on out of you.
Suck them right on out. Get the best ones. And then they have to go through testing.
To make sure what's viable, what's good enough to freeze.
So you could like, say they retrieve 20 eggs from you.
Do they tell you how many they're going to retrieve before they go in? Can you see them?
Look on an ultrasound and like basically like the shots that you take just like plump up all of the eggs at once, where normally only one would be chosen to like ovulate and become really big. It'll do all of them. So it's like apples on a tree. There's just like a bunch of bigger apples versus like one big apple.
Okay, but so you're not going to go in there and take all of them out. You only take like a handful.
You can only take the ones that you are you can only take the ones that you're ovulating with during that cycle. So like every single egg isn't going to be there. It's only the ones that would normally like travel down the fallopian tube and then become your period.
Most important question in all of this.
Yeah.
Can you still have sex?
You know what? Oh, no. Because
what if you get pregnant?
You'll be fertile as fuck.
Yeah. I'm thinking about that. Like,
yeah.
All that I hear is fertile myrtle.
Fertile myrtle. Which like my luck, that would happen.
So how long is this whole thing?
It's like a week of the shots. It's actually shorter than I thought. It's like a 2.5 week thing.
That's doable.
We've been together for almost 3 years.
Yeah, you're like,
fucking every day.
I get it.
He'll be all right.
Been there, done that.
He'll be fine.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. And honestly, you're encouraging me to look into it because I've been saying that I wanted to do it for a really long time. Obviously not in a relationship, but I think it's an amazing option for women, especially of our age. I'm 33.
Yeah.
And they say that you can start freezing your eggs at 25. Like they're healthier, they're more viable.
Yeah. The younger you can do it, the better. I'm like, listen, the fact that I graduated with so many young women who got boob jobs and nose jobs for graduation, we should be giving out
freezing eggs.
Freezing. But
That's
it's not
such a
something
good
that
idea.
I ever thought about. Like,
Me
I wasn't
either.
thinking about any of those things, but it's like, you go from not thinking about it to it becoming all that you think about if you're
Yeah.
someone who wants to be a mother. And that's kind of like the space that I'm in, and I don't want to have to rush myself. But here's the other thing about freezing eggs. You got to pay rent on them.
Okay, now
You have to
now
pay
we're gonna talk about the finances of
rent.
it, because what you mean I got to pay rent
You
for
have
an
to pay rent.
egg?
You have to pay rent.
Eggs these days, man, they're expensive at the grocery
They're
store.
expensive
They're expensive
everywhere,
at the
girl.
doctor.
They're
Enough
expensive
with the goddamn eggs.
Everywhere.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because the cost of the process or the procedure itself, is that pretty pricey?
I mean, between like $10,000 to $15,000, depending on where you go. And that's why it's incredible that
It's like
so
stream
many
the
people,
podcast. Keep streaming the podcast.
Girl,
We have
yes,
bills to pay.
exactly. Ads. Send us more ads, please. But yeah, girl, you got to pay rent. So like, I think the rent is like $500 annually.
Okay.
And I was like, well, can I check in on them motherfuckers?
Right. It's like, can
wanna
I
know,
visit?
Can I see them?
Do they send me something on Mother's Day?
They better.
Jesus.
They better. They better be grateful.
I cannot. Okay, well, this is the best catch up in Yap.
Yeah.
Seriously, wishing you the best of luck on this journey.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I'll be joining you too. I don't know.
Yes.
That rent's a little high for me. Between my
I know,
rent
it's like, girl.
downtown and the egg rent. I don't know, girl.
Egg rent is crazy.
We're going to see. Okay, let's jump into the second quarter now, where we talk about some trending topics.
Ooh.
So I was just, looking around on the web, seeing what the girlies are talking about. And one of the trending topics that caught my eye was Birdman and Toni Braxton. Did you see this headline?
Did something new happen with them?
Well, I saw recently that they were dating, obviously, like that was
Yeah.
a thing, but that they got married
Yeah.
last year, which, did you know about that?
I feel like I knew that they were together. I didn't know if they definitely got married, but I was assuming that they were still together. Did they break up?
No, they're still together. But so they got married, and then she filed for divorce within like 2 weeks of them being married.
Ciao.
But apparently, allegedly, they're still together. But that's not even the craziest part to me. This is the craziest part because people were just talking about just the facts of their marriage.
Oh.
So it's rather obviously unconventional because they don't post each other. They really don't go to events with each other too much.
Yeah.
And they don't wear rings. So the surprise was to find out, like through the courts, that they were married. But they're not publicly wearing any rings. Which, the confusion on your face.
I don't think I've actually ever seen them together outside.
There was a photo on the article of them, but that was the first time that I really had ever seen that too. But I thought this would be an interesting topic for you because I think you're a very private person, right? Like people
we
know
ring rings, sweetie.
People know you're in a relationship.
Yes.
Not necessarily with who.
Right.
And you guys don't post each other.
Yeah.
Which in today's day and age, that's a rebellious thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you don't post, you're not together.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference between hiding your partner and hiding being in a relationship.
Yeah.
Or not even hiding your partner, but just being
Privacy.
private.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that you could do this in a marriage?
No.
So do you think by the time that you get married, you will share your husband on socials?
Well, here's the thing. I said that, and that's what I have promised the people, is that when we get married, like, you will see him at the altar. He's very fine. He'll look great in his suit. You've seen him.
Yes, I can attest.
Yeah.
Fine chocolate
Fine,
man.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Sweet.
Mhm. A sweetheart as
chef's
well.
kiss. But now that I'm thinking about these hatchlings, I have a vision of us having our first baby and me holding the baby with the back of the baby's head in front of his face.
Caught on the cover of People.
Because I just think that that's like, it's a bit.
It's so good. That
And
gave me
I'm
goosebumps. Also, I'm
dedicated to
like
the
very
bit.
into it.
See?
I love. And
This
then
is what I'm saying.
now it's the baby's face that you hide.
Yeah, everybody. Hiding the world from my baby. I'm hiding my baby from the world. Whatever.
From the world, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Because I do want that People magazine cover, and they're not going to let me do it with a anonymous man with just his lips.
What's the
Wizard
Penny
Kelly?
Prod? Yeah, Wizard Kelly.
They're not
going to
let Wizard Kelly on the cover of People.
They're not.
He's the most sought after. Everybody wants to know who he is. Girl, did you see when I accidentally posted him on my story?
No, Kamie.
Bitch.
His whole face?
I was
Were you drunk?
No, even worse. I was about to get on a Zoom because I was campaigning for Kamala Harris, and it was a Zoom with like 1 million people in it. And I was about to speak because I was introducing the next speaker. And so I'm like quickly like rushing, putting everything together, posting like, everybody tune in, da, da, da. And I guess I had my phone in my hand and accidentally tapped. And thank God it was a great picture. Thank God it wasn't like my ass.
Because that's all that I think. That is my biggest fear.
What?
I'm not kidding. I frequently check my Instagram stories to make sure that my nudes are not on there.
Hello.
It's like my biggest fear of life.
Hello. Like so I'm just like, I'm on the thing, and then I'm getting a flood of DMs from people.
Just hard
and they're
eyes.
like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh, they're really excited about the Zoom.
The election.
This is so great to see people so fired up.
Yes.
And then I get a text from my sisters, and they're like,
Oh.
Didn't realize we were doing this today.
Hard launch today.
And I'm like, yeah, the Zoom is today.
Girl, give it up.
And they were like, no, bitch, you just posted.
Your mans?
And
It was too late. Did people
my
screenshot?
Heart dropped in my ass. It was only like up for 5 minutes.
Oof.
But people absolutely saw it. And I deleted it with the quickness. And like, it's still like a thing that people are like, we know who he is, girl. We know who he is. I'm like, oh my God. But we're together all the time.
Yeah.
We're out together all the time.
Yeah.
I just shared this story on 80s podcast, but someone saw us out in Whole Foods and took a picture of us and posted it. Didn't come up to me, didn't like introduce themselves. Like I like to meet everybody, very paparazzi, and posted it on Reddit and was like, Kamie and her man are out at Whole Foods. They're so cute. Girl, the comments ate that person up. I felt bad for the person.
Good.
Because
Good.
like, you know, she doesn't post him.
Yeah,
like,
how
why
dare
would
you?
you share this?
How
like,
dare
take
you?
this down right now. And they did take it down.
Did they really?
Yeah, somebody had sent it to me.
Oh my gosh.
But,
well, the Reddit gods are on your side because they be eating me up over there. The horror stories that I hear, what's going on Reddit about me?
Yeah. No.
It's a dark place.
That's
the
check.
dark web.
Don't check the Reddit. It actually is the dark web.
I don't even look.
It's the fact that people can be so, like, they will stand 10 toes down on a piece of information that they don't even have.
Yeah, that's psychotic.
How do you think you know better
Right.
than me?
Right. My life.
About
Mind you,
my life.
Mind you, this is my life.
Mind you. Mind you.
Mind you.
I've been here for 32 years in this body.
Yeah, doing it. Yeah.
The things that people have to say and like, I'm just like, okay.
It's nuts. One day when I make enough money, I'm going to come after these people.
Yeah.
I'm going to find out where they
Reddit
live
down.
and where they work.
Take Reddit down.
And every
Girl,
little
you don't have
account.
enough money. I got an app for that.
Really?
Yes.
Well, because someone said that they're posting like my dad's home address and like
Doxing
where
you?
my mom works.
That's so fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that people who do things like that, you have a sickness. And
Honestly.
you actually
Need help.
to figure that the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about this earlier. I'm sure you can attest. I feel like if you don't like me, it says way more about you than it does about me.
Completely.
I don't bother a single person.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, you're insecure.
Absolutely. It says a lot more about you.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm living my life abundantly.
Yeah. It's
And
coming.
maybe that's the Scorpio in me, but
yeah,
it's
I
like,
think it is.
and the rising
It's
Virgo.
very much you.
You're the problem.
Yeah.
Because I literally love everyone.
Yeah,
I
same.
do nothing but like spread realness and positivity and, you know, kiki. And
Same.
if you don't like that, it's because there's something within you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And we know, Black women,
Mm.
anything that comes out of our mouths,
Controversial.
anything that comes out of our
Risque.
mouths is automatically a no.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, okay,
Got it.
you could think that.
I'm going to keep talking though. That's the
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm saying?
One thing about it,
One thing about me, baby. This mouth, it works.
and every time you talk shit about me and you add to my engagement,
Yeah.
just know that's another bag for me.
God, it's just another coin
So-
in my purse.
Keep it
But
coming.
I've learned to have that perspective.
Yeah.
I would say within the last 6 months of stepping into this space, especially with podcasting and being like, okay, I'm officially going to be a public figure, right?
Yeah.
I've had to turn that switch on for myself
Mhm.
and not take things so seriously, so personal,
Yeah.
and really encourage myself. Like, you're not going to come between me and my business or my brand
Yeah.
or my bag
Yeah.
just because I'm living in my truth.
Yes, exactly. I take my work very personally. So when people
Yeah.
critique my work, I have a problem. But when people critique me, I'm like, oh, you're just a hating ass bitch.
Yeah, you're
And that's
just
just really
a
what it comes down
lame.
to.
You're a lame.
You're just mad.
Yes.
And I would be too.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, another thing that might make you mad.
Oh, God.
Matcha shortage. And if I recall correctly, yeah, Sips matcha. We knew it. You're a matcha girly.
Should I stop drinking caffeine before I freeze my eggs?
Yeah, definitely.
My eggs are going to be in there like...
Doing backflips in that bitch.
Just swimming in matcha. Instead of the liquor, they're just swimming in green tea.
But apparently there's about to be some huge matcha shortage because of the tariffs. The tariffs are coming for your matcha.
Let me tell you something. I will be fucking damned.
If you have to live in a world with no matcha?
I have already sacrificed enough. I am a part of the 92%. I was leading the charge.
Yeah.
Why should I be punished?
For the orange man?
I'm not going to be punished for him.
Yeah.
Take away my matcha and see what happens to you. I feel like the gun people when they're like, come
That's
for my
where
guns.
you draw the line.
If you come for my matcha, I will.
I just think that people that like matcha, and I love you down. I just think that you guys
like
are doing it for attention.
No,
you don't like dirt,
true.
Kamie. So you like dirt and grass?
Maybe.
And also, this is my
Maybe.
question. Your matcha order, is it just matcha or is it vanilla matcha?
Of course it's
strawberry
flavored.
matcha. Okay.
Let me tell you my matcha order right now.
Please
Hold
do.
on. Okay.
Share with the class so I can prove my point.
This was the Uber pickup from Alfred's
Mhm.
Coffee. One of my favorite matchas in LA.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I won't be trying it.
It is a bitch. It is you and Shayla. You don't make up Shayla.
Yes.
She just ripped me a new one on Instagram stories yesterday because she tried a matcha from some off-brand place, not even a coffee shop, and she's like, "It's disgusting. You guys are gaslighting us." No, this is a 24-ounce.
Okay.
Because I need a large.
Yes.
A large iced matcha latte with simple syrup and almond milk.
Okay.
Ceremonial grade.
So just follow me. Follow me here. Because I looked this up too because I'm like, I'm concerned for my friends, right? Like for the people that just like matcha, just the raw.
No.
Right. The dirt eaters. Because that's like a thing. If you crave dirt, that you might have like an iron deficiency.
You know what?
I'm just saying.
But
you, my friend, you don't fit into that category because you
pica
don't
or
like
whatever it's called.
pica.
I don't have pica.
It's not pica.
I have a matcha addiction. It's
You
different.
like sweet. It's vanilla sweet something
but
with
like,
a side of matcha.
Do you drink coffee?
I do.
Do you drink black coffee?
No, but I can.
You're a sociopath.
But I just think that the matcha shortage, you guys are going to be okay because you could just go back to drinking like vanilla lattes.
No. When I have, this is the thing. I switched
This
to
is a
matcha
hardcore debate. This is very serious. No, let me tell you something right here.
This is a very polarizing topic. I never drank coffee before in my life until COVID. And I ended up buying an espresso machine during COVID. I became addicted to coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I have an addictive personality, I think.
Me too.
If I like something, I like have a hyperfixation thing.
Yeah, that's why I don't do like the hard drugs.
Because
I'll be out here
that's
like
why I
this.
never done it. That's why I never had a cigarette.
Yeah.
Because if I have
Yeah.
one cigarette,
Yeah.
I'm going to have
20
20 packs of cigarettes
Yes.
tonight. Tonight.
Yeah, same.
So I got this thing, I got addicted to it, and it became like a problem. And then I went a day without having coffee, and I had the worst migraine of my life because you get like the caffeine withdrawals. I never have that with matcha. I'm chilling.
Because it's a milkshake of dirt and grass. But it's okay. Honestly, what I hope is that Trump will chill out so that all y'all can keep y'all matcha.
Thank you.
Honestly. Well wishes to you and your matcha.
The tariffs are going to ruin my life.
Tariffs. Okay, well, let's jump into the third quarter. Let's talk about your podcast, relationship. We joked about earlier you being a relationship expert. You are in a healthy, happy, loving relationship now.
Yep.
How long have you had that podcast?
Since 2021.
Wow, girl.
Which is crazy.
That's amazing, though.
It's crazy I'm still here standing.
You're a pioneer.
Because I'd be wanting to quit too.
Yeah. Really?
Everybody wants, there is not
Should
I
I leave now? Tell me.
There's not a job in this world that somebody doesn't wake up and say, fuck this job.
Yeah.
You cannot convince me.
Yeah, that's real.
You cannot convince me.
Yeah. So you don't believe in do a job that you love. You'll never work a day in your life.
I mean,
you don't subscribe.
I feel good when I'm on a set and I'm hosting something and I'm working. Like it doesn't feel like too much. But like even when I was overseas and I was filming, I believe it was X on the Beach, my dog died. While I was there. Not Biggie for those listening, because they're gonna be like, Biggie, no, not Biggie. The one, Biggie. Bella, our family dog. She died. And I had to get in glam. My eyes were puffy. I was literally I went in the mini bar and got like the little mini alcohol bottles and I was putting it under my eyes.
Oh,
like
gosh.
But that day I was like, fuck this job. I want to just mourn in peace. Like there's not, And catfish plenty of times. I said, fuck this job. I don't want to fucking do this.
Yeah.
I'm in a hotel with bed bugs and God knows
in the
what
middle
else.
of nowhere.
I'm looking out my window and it's a gas station.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Not all
Like,
glitz and glam.
Not all glitz and glam.
I'm enjoying podcasting, but what I enjoy most is sitting across from people and just having meaningful conversations, connecting. Like that makes it feel really rewarding. I think going into each episode, I'm a little like anxious and nervous and I want it to be just right. And you have to wear so many hats. Like you're the creative, you're the producer, you're editing, you're booking the talent, you're doing the research. So it is a real job.
It's more
people
than
think
a lot
this
of
is
people
just
think.
like
no,
shits and giggles.
Because everybody and their mother has a podcast. But everybody and their mother cannot have a podcast or a sustainable podcast.
That was a bar. Everybody cannot have.
Everybody can't
have
a podcast. Everybody can have a podcast. Everybody can't have a podcast.
Have a podcast. Okay, well, with relationship, is there one lesson that you have learned that just sticks out to you the most over these years, whether with yourself or just relationships in general? It doesn't have to be, romantic relationships, maybe even platonic too.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned is to not judge as quickly or as harshly. My Virgo rising doesn't say the same because immediately when someone writes in something, I'm like, no.
A little critical.
No, he's cheating. She's a bitch.
Cheater.
Quit your job.
To jail. Under the jail. She's a bitch.
Electric chair. But I think also through like working on dating shows and stuff like that, I've just come to realize that like every relationship isn't one size fits all. And you can't just, and these are people's real lives.
Right.
You know? And when you're in it, it feels a lot different than when you're from the outside looking in. So just to like take a beat, ask more questions, bring on experts that actually know what they're fucking talking about. Because, I'm an expert, but I allegedly don't know everything.
Yeah, supposedly. Prove it.
Apparently, I don't know it all. But I'm a know-it-all.
You're not, though. It doesn't come off that way. I'll say this, too. I just had Shan on the pod an episode ago.
Love her.
And you guys do a really good job of, I never feel like you're talking at me, right? Like it always feels like a woman-to-woman homegirl conversation where it's like, I'm just trying to share my experience or my knowledge with you. I'm not trying to demean you or degrade you or like make you feel like I'm the bigger and better person. You guys are really good at that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think for me, it comes from being a big sister and like I have 5 younger sisters and when you're talking to your sisters, you want to give them advice because you know what they're dealing with. You know what they're going through. You know how it's going to turn out, but they don't.
Right.
And they're younger and they have to go through it. And it's like, as much as you want to save them from themselves or from dating situations or work situations or what have you, friendships that aren't going anywhere, they have to go through it themselves.
So I was going to ask you that. How do you handle it, whether it's your sisters or girlfriends, when they're dealing with certain boyfriends or just relationships, because they're dating women, when they're dealing with relationships that are clearly unhealthy, you're giving them advice and they're not listening, and it's kind of like the complaints are on loop?
I don't handle it well.
Yeah, tell me about that.
I don't handle it well. I think it's a Scorpio trait. I don't like when my good advice falls on deaf ears. Because take that shit somewhere else.
Right, stop
there
wasting
are people out there who would love to hear from me. You know how many comments I get from people? They're like, I wish you were my big sister. I screenshot sent to my sisters. They're like, bitch,
hello. Like, I guess they appreciate me at Tebow17.
Yeah. Hello, user 57910 33,000 with their dog as their profile picture said they wish.
Yes, right.
They wish.
Yeah.
They said they're older than me and they wish that I was their big sister.
Yeah.
They don't have no appreciation.
But the lesson in that is you have to just let them do it. Just let them. Or do you stop giving the advice?
My thing is, this has come with growth because I did not used to be like this. I allow people to say their thing. And then I say, do you want to know what I think?
Ooh, that's a good bar. Do you want to know my opinion?
Do you want to know what I think?
Okay. Yes, I do.
And if they say yes, I double check.
Are you sure?
Are you sure you want my opinion? I was at my sister's birthday celebration and one of her best friends, I knew that the girl was going through some relationship drama. And I actually was not supposed to make it to my sister's birthday thing, even though I really wanted to be there. And I said, you know what? Fuck your birthday. I'm going to stay so that I can talk to her.
Yes.
I saw her when I got to the party, and we said hi, and I didn't bring it up to her. I waited for her to come to me.
Yeah.
After she had a few glasses of wine, she did come to me, and she said that I'm dealing with the situation, and I'd really love your opinion. I don't have a big sister, and I just feel like you're a big sister to all of us, and I'd just like to know what you think. It was a dating situation. And I asked her, do you really want to know what I think? And she was like, yes, I promise. And then one of my sisters was next to me, and she was like, no, do you really want to know what she thinks?
Right, we're warning you now.
Because she might make you cry.
Don't get to crying. Okay, see, how did I know? How did I know?
She might make you cry. And it's not that I'm trying to make you cry.
No, but it's the real.
But if you want my opinion, everybody who's in my life knows if you want to know what I think, if you don't want to know what I think, do you?
Right.
Go and be great in your lavender.
Yeah.
You do not have to come and bring it to me.
Lavender.
But if you want my opinion,
I'm going to give it to you. 150%.
It's not always going to be like sweet and like sugar coated, but
in my opinion, that is the best. I want the truth, and if it's not the truth, please keep it.
That's my trainer always says. Would you rather be kissed with a lie or punched in the face with the truth?
Punch me dead in my shit, because I can live with the truth. I can't handle like a lie burns forever.
Yes,
forever.
Yeah, and we have enough girlfriends that we can sit around with and tell them our shit, and like it's like we're in an echo chamber and everyone's like, exactly, yes girl, yeah, leave him,
like, ooh, yeah,
but
girl,
like,
no, you're right, exactly. Just two. Have you seen the meme where it's like two clowns?
Yes,
I say this to my best friend all the time. It's like, exactly, bitch. It's like, no,
exactly, no.
Tell her
like,
the truth.
You go to your friends and you're like, tell them about a situation with your guy, and then they're like, bitch, you need to leave him, and you're like, but wait,
did you?
Relax.
Yeah, hold on.
Don't talk about my man like that.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not ready to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're so quick to like respond, and that's like quick to judge.
Yes.
Knowing damn well that we've all been there.
Yeah.
And half the time, your girlfriends that are telling you to leave him
are not leaving their man.
Are not leaving their man.
Yeah. There's a balance.
It's a balance.
There's a balance.
I'm not trying to commiserate with nobody.
Yeah.
I can use what I know and give you my advice and give you my opinion based on what I know.
Right.
And based on what I foresee.
And I also think too, I really can't stand people that are like, oh, I say what I want to say and I don't care about how you receive it, because sometimes it's not about what you're saying, it's how you say it too.
Yes.
So even if I am giving you this harsh truth, if there's like love behind that and concern and care, that's very, very different. It's not an excuse to be a bitch.
Exactly. You have to make sure that someone's in a space to receive what it is that you're saying too.
Absolutely.
So if someone who I love comes to me and they're crying and they're emotional and
this is not the time for a lesson.
Give them the,
yeah.
Because I've done that. And then I hurt somebody's feelings, and I'm not trying to do that.
There's a quote: if someone is drowning, this is not the time to teach them. If someone is drowning, this is not the time to teach them how to swim.
Right.
You need to save this person.
Or dump an extra bucket of water on them. Like every time they
come over, like, oh, figure it out.
What?
Yeah, like, this is not the time for that.
Yeah. No.
Time and a place.
Time and a place.
That's real. Okay, but as you said, if people want your real opinions, they must ask for it. So I want your real opinions on this.
Oh.
Do you subscribe to the almost fairy tale idea of everyone has a person? Like, we all have one person in this world and you're just waiting to meet that one.
It's complex. I always grew up with my mom saying to me that every cheese has its cracker, even if it's a moldy cheese.
Oh, that's cute. It's very Ratatouille of her.
Very Ratatouille of her. And it's like, yeah, like there is someone for everyone. It looks different for everyone. I do feel like every person that you have met or interacted with or dated or had a friendship with has led you somewhere. So
Absolutely.
I don't believe in regrets at all.
Absolutely.
Even though, what exes? I don't have any.
I never dated anybody. I've been single my whole life.
Anyone.
I'm a virgin, actually.
I don't know these roaches.
Who is that man?
I've never seen them. Okay? I only know my man now.
My man.
I know my future.
Yeah.
I don't know my past.
Yeah.
But everything that I dealt with in my past led me to him. So how could I be upset?
Right.
You know?
I agree.
Do I think that there's one single person for everybody? I think that there can be, but I feel like it's a lot of pressure, and the way that social media and society is now, people think that they have so many options and like they can just run through them all and like, oh, if it's not perfect, then like it doesn't matter because like my perfect person is out there.
Yeah.
There is no perfect person out there.
Agreed.
For you. Everyone that you meet is going to come with something.
Mm-hmm.
Baggage, something that, you have to work through. I believe that you have to teach people how to treat you and how to love you. And so to try to think that, oh, I'm just going to ignore everything that I'm around because like the person who is absolutely perfect and has every single thing that I want on paper is out there somewhere. I think that that's unrealistic.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what keeps a lot of people single.
And I think it does a disservice to women in particular, especially just like young girls. I feel like growing up, that's what I was taught.
Prince Charming.
Yeah, Prince Charming. You have your one and only. But in my mind, this is how my mind works. If I only have one and my one is with someone else because he thinks that that's his one, then I'm just left without my one for the rest of my life. So I think that we have multiples, like you said, but alignment is what really matters most. Like you guys need to be at the right place in your time, in your journey of life.
Yeah.
And you need to meet together at that point, whether it means like your healing journey, your financial journey.
Yes.
Just your career journey. Like wherever it is, the alignment has to be there. And if you have that, then okay, that could be your one.
And
or your two, or your three.
Right.
Or your top 5. Or 8. It's MySpace.
Who knows? Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
It really, I do subscribe to like what will be, will be. And so if it is your person and they are with someone else, life will bring you together.
Really?
Whether it's like next year or 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Like whatever is meant to be will be. My boyfriend and I had no idea that for 2.5 years we were living 3 blocks away from each other.
Wow.
Went to the same grocery stores.
Did you know each other?
No. Never knew this man.
2.5 blocks?
2.5
So you're
blocks
neighbors.
away. We were neighbors. When we started dating, he was walking to and from my apartment.
Yeah.
That's how easy it was to get there.
Yep.
We went to the same places, just never ran into each other.
Yeah.
There was actually one year at Coachella when I was single, he was there. He was literally in the exact same place as me, but we missed each other by like, I don't know how many minutes.
But you were single when you were there at Coachella?
I was single.
Oh, gosh. Wow.
And so was he. But it was not time.
The right time.
It
Yeah,
was
it
not
wasn't
the right time. So you had to, you got to go through the things.
Yeah.
At that time, I was in my like, I'm single.
Yes.
I wasn't meant to meet him yet.
Right.
You
Beautiful,
know?
though.
So what will be, will be.
Yeah.
We met on Raya.
Girl,
I know.
between you and Tati,
I know. I'm sorry.
have convinced me to get on Riot. And
I'm sorry.
we're going to talk about this offline. Okay. I feel like we're good on the relationship talky talk. Well, I definitely want to touch on your career.
Yes.
And your history in pageants because I don't know if you knew. I did pageants.
What?
I know.
Which one?
I'm a pageant sister.
California, USA?
Yeah, I did.
No, you did not.
I did.
When
I was in college. So probably like 24. When did I graduate college? 2013. So probably like 2011, 2012.
I need to see the
I didn't
photos.
win. That's why you didn't see me, Kamie, because I didn't win anything.
That's why I don't believe that you competed, because how did you not win?
This is the crazy story though, because I had never competed in pageants prior.
Yeah.
I placed top 20, so I did like well enough.
Yeah.
But no, never won.
California is also very competitive. So if you place top 20, there's like 150 girls that compete.
I just love that you did pageants because there's a handful of women that I'm still cool with from pageants, but it's like either you were really cool or you were really fucking weird.
Yeah.
And really weird and like mean and dark and just like nasty to people, you know?
Yes.
Was that your experience too?
Yes. What?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I was so oblivious to the haterade that I just like didn't catch on to it. Like people were saying wild shit to me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh.
You're like, interesting.
Interesting.
Okay, my strange pageant experience, my makeup artist at the time, and he was like a couple of girls' makeup artists, but I'll never forget this. It was my second time competing. I made it to top 20, and he's like, you're really talented. Like you have great personality, you have great stage presence, your physique is great, because I was damn near starving myself to be in the best shape of my life. And he looks at me and he's like, you know what you need to do? And I'm like, God, what? Like, what can I do?
Cocaine. Was that the answer?
No, bitch. He said, you need to get a nose job. He said, if you get a nose job.
Sorry, to the microphone.
If you get a nose job, that'll seal the deal. And at that time, was it Nana
Merriweather,
Nana.
yeah.
I remember him referencing her. Granted, I don't know if she has a nose job or not, but
She
him
did.
saying like, that's a Black woman whose nose you want to aspire to have. Like if you want success in this industry, that's what you need to do. Bizarre, right? So my question to you is, I know, fucked up. It messed me up for a minute. For a long time, I was like, damn, like maybe I should just maybe I just need to.
Why? But that's a common thing, though. People giving you unsolicited advice that they think will be helpful. But like, why would I make a momentary decision for a fucking pageant when I never had this complex before?
Yeah.
Never had this issue.
Yeah.
I had someone at the organization when I actually was Miss Teen USA who forced me to wear stockings, even when it was hot outside, because she said that I was knock-kneed.
What does that have to do with, what do the stockings do for the knock-knee?
She said that it camouflaged it.
Okay.
And my mom called her and cussed her the fuck out. She was like, I didn't send you damaged goods. Don't return damaged goods to me.
Literally. And
I
you're
don't
a
need her having a
teenager.
complex. Teenager. Wearing stockings in the summer.
Yeah, that's absolutely absurd.
Yes.
And too, I wonder if it's like, does she want you to, so that it'll change the pigment of your skin? Like she wanted it to be more soft.
Girl, I was already
to
tanning
it?
my ass off because people were saying that I wasn't black enough to be considered a black Miss Teen USA.
And that's so interesting to me too.
Yes.
So I was wondering, did you ever feel like you had to dilute your blackness to be more digestible? To be in media, to be in pageants?
I felt like myself, like I hadn't considered the race aspect of things until I got in it. And I was like, oh, there really isn't anyone who looks like me. My top 5 was all white blondes.
Mm-hmm.
That aspect was like very clear to me. Like there was only, I competed in an era when there were only 2 black girls in the whole entire pageant at nationals every year. It was just guaranteed there would only be 2. And you were lucky if you got to move forward. So like South Carolina and I were the only 2 black girls our year. And where that could have like driven us apart, we one day at lunch were like, girl, let's sit, let's chat. Like, let's be friends because this is so out of our control. But we knew that it would only be one of us. We knew. And we were like, if it's you, I'm happy for you. If it's you, I'm happy for you. And that was it. And we're still friends to this day.
Yeah.
But I hadn't really considered what that would mean until I started getting like the influx of hate, and they have like these pageant boards and they talk about, you. And I then, after I won Miss Teen USA, the year I was giving up my title, I was posted on a KKK website, and they had an entire like storyline about my parents being apes and that they had AIDS and that I was a product of that, like a crazy. And then they took a picture of an ape, superimposed my face onto it, and then had all of the black contestants, because it went from being 2 every year to being, I think it was 8 the year that I gave up my crown, and posted all of their pictures. And then had a whole storyline for that. So chaotic and crazy. And if you use that creativity for something positive in your life,
you would be so successful. Disney is hiring.
What are you doing?
God, animation,
You're
Pixar.
Great at this.
Jesus.
There was no flaws. This was before AI.
Yeah.
Very convincing.
My goodness.
But it's like that type of shit that I hadn't really thought about because I didn't grow up with racism being a part of my world.
Yeah.
So it got me, it made me realize very, very quickly. And then I had the black people, black pageant fans who were like, she's not even black. She's mixed. I'm black.
It's just always something.
Period.
It's like you're too black or you're not black enough. It's always something. I will say, I feel like over time, the pageant world has leaned more into the mental health side of things. And
allegedly.
Also that there has been some like industry shattering, earth shattering deaths that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like from a PR standpoint, they had to do that. But also like my hope is that they are leading with that, because being in an industry like that is literally about how you look. I don't care how you try to reframe it. It is quite literally about how you look.
Yeah.
The way that can impact a woman for her entire life, they don't take it seriously enough, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that perception that like, I compare it a lot to being like Cinderella at Disney World or Princess Tiana or whatever. Like you have to put on this perfect, never had a bad day in my life. Everything is great. Cellulite? I've never heard of that.
Where?
I don't have any dimples except the ones in my cheeks. Everything's perfect. Everything's great. Like you have to put on that facade. And I think that Chesley's passing was a big wake-up call to a lot of people. But unfortunately, I don't think that they handled it enough. Really? Like there are so many beauty queens that I know behind the scenes who are struggling with mental health issues, eating disorders, disordered eating habits in general.
Really?
Like depression, real depression.
Yeah.
And because they look beautiful and because they present well, it's ignored. It's not really looked into. And yeah, I remember when that happened and some people had reached out to me about like, oh, we want to do this initiative. And I'm like, but y'all bitches don't care. You don't actually care.
Right.
Because when I was Miss Teen USA, I very vividly remember walking into the office a couple months after I had won. It was the dead of winter. I had on like 10 layers, a big puffer jacket, heavy boots, everything. And someone throwing a scale on the ground and saying, get on.
And I was like, a weigh-in?
Yeah.
For what? Just to track your weight?
Just for fun. And I was like, can I take my coat off? And they were like, no, get on.
That's disturbing.
At 17.
That is so disturbing.
Yeah.
And it's still like that, you think?
I don't know what the bitches do. I mind my business. That is not my business, bitch. Not my monkeys. Not my circus. I don't give a fuck. Bye. What I do know is that they use me in the promo.
Really?
Yeah, of course, because they like to use the success stories.
I was gonna say success
Y'all
stories.
don't
They
know
run and
shit
encourage
about
us.
me.
Yeah.
I remember during Black Lives Matter, I reached out and was like, hey,
let's do something.
Would love to, I'm talking about this on social media. Would love to. And they were like, we're good. I was like, oh.
Okay, well, Miss USA circuit. But another thing is, though, I feel like with your brand in general, and tell me if you identify with this title of a curvy model. Is that still a thing, a curve model?
I mean, I think I subscribe to a model as a model.
I agree.
Because I feel like we've moved to a space now where it doesn't really matter. Like models don't have one particular look.
Yes.
Thankfully, like we've moved past ableism. We've moved, at least it seemed like it. But then like last Fashion Week, there was like no curvy representation. So I try to lean into just like a model as a model.
Two things. I just saw on Instagram before we started this and the agency that posted it took it down. Within the seconds that I saw it, I went to go look again and it was gone. But they were basically saying that agencies are removing their curvy model division, that it's no longer a need in the market, and they're taking that division away.
I'm having flashbacks. That's what happened literally when I signed to a modeling agency. I was 20. I signed to Ford in their Plus division. 2 weeks later, they removed their Plus division. And my bookers ended up making their own agency, which was Jag Models, and that's how I got signed there.
Are you still with that agency now?
No, because I haven't been modeling. I just, other than Sports Illustrated swimsuit. So
talk to me about your experience with Sports Illustrated. I would hope that it's vastly different than your pageant experience.
I honestly went into it thinking that it was going to be similar.
Yeah.
And it was such a pleasant surprise to realize that it was nothing like that.
That's
and
so good.
I literally say this all the time, but I think every woman should feel what it's like to be a model on one of those sets.
Yeah.
Like every woman should be able to experience. It's all women basically that are on these teams, with the exception of like the photographer and some like, people who help you just like through the shoot and like coordinate things. But it's a group of women watching you on a monitor, take these photos in the tiniest bikinis that you could find.
Yeah.
In the most gorgeous lighting, in the most beautiful place and like country, place you've never been before. And they're all screaming your name and they're jumping up and down and they're like, you look so fucking hot. Like everyone should feel what that's like.
A very empowering experience.
Yes.
And I commend them for being so inclusive. Like you will open up Sports Illustrated today and see yourself, regardless of what you may think that you look like, but you will find yourself in one of those women within those pages. So I do commend them.
It's beautiful. I'm waiting to see you, girl.
Put in a good word. I'm telling
you.
It's like, MJ, hello. MJ, I'm ready
like,
when you
MJ,
are.
Look at my friend.
You're like, MJ.
On every shoot. Look how hot she is. Look at this girl. She's so beautiful.
I know. I was thinking, that I did the casting that they do.
Swim Search?
Yeah, the Swim Search. I did it like years ago now. It's probably like 5 years ago now.
You should do it again.
I don't know, girl. I don't know if I can handle any more rejection.
My girl, listen. That's why I never did it.
Yeah. See, it's tough.
I can't do rejection.
Is that a Scorpio thing?
Deep, dark inside of me. I can't do it.
Okay,
because we need people to be obsessed with us.
Yeah. And I made it to like the second or third round where they like fly you out and you do the casting and then you do the casting again.
You never told me that.
No?
No.
Yeah. which was a cool
You
accomplishment.
never told me about that. You never told me about your pageant experience. What have you told me?
Everything's a lie. You know, as Scorpios, we real secretive.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to really ask.
We're like onions.
Yeah, like
You
I don't
gotta
offer
peel
us
us
too
back.
much. I just listen. I'm like, okay.
Oh, you did that?
Oh, okay. I only want to bring up the catfish combo because I feel like the mental health component of it is really important. And then I also think that there's something very powerful about the power of the pivot. So like you're living in this dream, you have this dream job, this great career, and then you decide to move on from it. Can you tell me about where you were mentally when you started the job as opposed to where you were mentally when you left the job?
I think I was in a bad place both times.
Really?
Yes. When I got the job, I was 25. I was in a space where I had been working as a host for 7 years.
Wow.
And nothing had really popped off. I had like a lot of different smaller jobs and like things that I was doing for what I call no fee, aka for
But
free.
a free 99.
Free 99, where I was like doing segments across the tri-state on different news channels, like local news, and being like best gifts to get your mom for Mother's Day and like best looks for fall, like those kinds of things.
Building your reel.
Building my reel. I was trying to get that footage, girl. It's a process.
Yeah.
It's like a long process. And I was like having my quarter century life crisis, and I was like, I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna move to New Jersey. I'm gonna start a family or a farm. I don't give a fuck which one. I'm gonna just have 50 dogs, and like I'm just gonna get a job doing who cares what.
This is me every month when I ovulate, by the way.
Thank you. Exactly. I'd been living in New York for 8 years. I was like, maybe I need to go to LA because LA had all of the lifestyle television, the entertainment TV that I wanted to do. New York did not have that scene. It was more just like journalism.
And music, probably.
And music and like that kind of vibe. And I was like, the idea of me being a reporter on the news is very slim. I gotta
That mouth
is a little too slick. I need to take my ass to LA.
Yeah.
Where I can be a proud degenerate.
Free bird.
Free. And so I did. And I like scheduled my move. I had gotten a cold call email from someone at Catfish in their casting department. And they were like, we would love to have you come on and co-host 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting catfish. I was like, there's no fucking way. But I don't have a job. Let me do it. Why not? My thing was like, I'm going to go to LA and I'm going to be on E! News. That was my goal.
Yeah.
And then I got to LA. I had like an audition for something. And I ended up doing Daily Pop for E! News for a few episodes.
Yes.
And like everything was, it felt like as soon as I got here, everything was happening.
Falling into place. Yeah.
And so where I was in a bad space, I moved into like a more hopeful space. And then Catfish kept asking me to come back. And then they offered me the full-time job. And I was just in a place where I just wasn't happy. And I couldn't figure out why I wasn't happy because I'm working my dream job. But I've been there for 6 years. And like, I was going through a lot of anxiety and like depression. And I was just like, it was mild, but it was still enough that like I have irreversible gut damage because of it. Like I'm gluten-free now because of it, because I was just like, there's a lot of factors playing into it. And so it just got I was crying a lot. And like, that's just not my personality. I was just feeling very overwhelmed and exhausted and just like not good overall. And, I made the decision to leave, and it was so difficult because I was like, I'm going to let people down. Like people love watching this show. A lot of people say they love watching the show because they love hearing what I have to say and that I make them feel good. And like, I was also doing the podcast at the time. So I was like, well, I still have that, but like, what does this mean? Like if I leave, like, what does this mean?
Yeah. The fear of the unknown. The
fear of the unknown. And like, who am I to leave a job right now when so many hosts and people are like needing that. But it came down to my mental health and my physical health were worth more than a job.
Yeah.
And I had to make the best decision for myself. So it's been a year of me not filming the show, and I'm in a much night and day type of space, but I still appreciate it for what it meant for my life, because I wouldn't have the life that I have now if I hadn't done it, you know?
Aside from leaving the job, is there anything that you can pinpoint specifically that you did in regards to your mental health to improve the state that you were in?
Girl, yes, therapy.
Period.
I got into therapy before I got out of my last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God I did, because there was so much unpacking to do. And I just felt like I was letting people down. I felt like I was letting people down. I was like, why can't I just stick it out, see it through? But I had so much support from the network, and they were just like, we will allow you to do this. But yeah, it was a heavy, hard decision that I'm so glad that I made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I am a huge proponent of therapy. I tell people all the time, my fitness and wellness brand is called Tribe Therapy for that very reason. Like the importance of not just prioritizing your physical health, but your mental health as well.
Yeah.
And when you do those things, I tell people all the time, it's like, well, how do I get abs? Well, how do I lose these 10 pounds? It's like, you need to go and get your mind right.
Yes.
You need to go talk to the lady.
You need to talk to the lady.
Get this sorted out and
Yes.
watch your body follow in the meantime. But until you
Yeah.
get this together, who cares if you have a six pack? I'm depressed and I'm crying every day and I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yes.
Who cares? I feel like shit.
Exactly.
I feel like shit.
It's not worth it.
It's
and
not.
So that's, you just got to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Like, it was a big, big sacrifice.
Yeah.
And it's like, who cares if I'm on TV every week, if I'm
Unhappy.
crying my eyes out
Yeah.
in my hotel room after I film an episode? Like,
It's
I
not worth
need
it.
I need to let this go and see what else can come my way.
Absolutely.
And people have this, like, people on the internet think that they know every motherfucking thing, as you know.
Always.
So people are like, she didn't leave on her own. They made her. They fired her. Nobody fucking fired me.
Right.
I would say if I got fired. I
Yeah.
would do a whole episode called Life Update. I got fired. What? Hello? You think I want to capitalize off that opportunity?
Damn, yeah.
I didn't get fired.
Yeah.
I left on my own accord.
Right.
But at the same time, it was very hard. It was very difficult. But I did what I had to do for myself and for my mental health.
Yeah. I think that's important for women to hear too, because I don't know if this is true for you, but when I hear you telling that story, it's like I can imagine myself in that position and feeling like, oh, I don't want to quit on the job. I don't want to quit on my coworkers. I don't want to quit on my family that's rooting for me, that's so proud of me.
Yeah.
I don't want to quit on my followers. I don't want to, it's all of these people that you consider before yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're not in a good place, people always say you can't pour into others if your cup is empty. So
Girl.
prioritizing you is the best thing that you could have done for sure.
And I also didn't really tell the people who were closest to me that I was struggling.
Yeah.
Because I was just
That's
like,
heavy.
who am I to complain? Like, and if I complain, if I tell the people closest to me what's really going on, what I'm really feeling,
Yeah.
they would have told me to leave
A long time
ago. But I was just like, I can't. I don't even want to go there. I just have to see it through. I just have to. And we have that as women, I think, as people, but as women, as Black women, we have that, like, we can withstand.
Yeah.
We'd have to see it through. We have to withstand. We have to withstand whatever negativity comes with this experience.
Strong Black woman.
We have to be strong.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
There is strength in pivoting. There is strength in saying, you know what? I've seen what I needed to see.
Absolutely.
I've done my part. I've done everything. I've given everything that I can give. And it's time for me to exit gracefully. Stage
Amen.
left.
Amen. Period.
Period.
And scene.
Thank you.
And on that note, we're going to move into the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. The game plan. So the game plan essentially is just supposed to be some words of advice or encouragement for the girlies this week, this month, this year to take with them. I just want people to always have a little something to take with them after they listen to the podcast.
Yes.
But this could just be some advice in general, and it's light. It's nothing too deep. But someone wrote in, and I'll read her message. This is actually this intro sentence. I was hoping to get advice from y'all on the pod since Kayla has experience DMing someone she is attracted to and potentially romantically interested in, which this is accurate. She's very right. I have gone on record saying that I will DM men first and have been successful.
I believe in shooting my shot.
Yes.
I've shot my shot before.
Yes, same. And it's worked. I'm like,
yeah. I've also shot my shot before and it hasn't worked. But then I just assume you're gay.
It's like, obviously it's you, not me.
Have to be gay.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Love it. But also, exactly, period. Something's wrong with you, babes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is her question. She says, I've been following this guy on Instagram for about 6 months because I saw him through a mutual friend's friend, thought he was really cute. Now we both follow each other. We're watching each other's stories. It's been minimal interaction through a few comments, but no real direct communication. I want to DM him because he's cute and the highlight reel of his life on IG is stuff I am also interested in. I don't even know what the message should say. Any advice on what the first message should be? I have mine, but mine's a little aggressive.
What is it?
I have like a go-to. I shared this the other day on a podcast. I have like a go-to like couple of one-liners that I use.
Oh God, what? Are they cringe? Don't.
Just a little bit. I'll share one of mine, but it works. I'm like 8 for 10. Okay, I'll share 2 of them. The first one, I'm like 8 for 10 on these. These work really well. I've sent, we would look good together.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like gentle, sweet. Like, we would look cute together, babe. Like, we should hang out sometime. But I just say we would look good together. That's the line.
I mean, their response should be, we absolutely would.
Call me.
Are you free on Friday at 8?
Sometimes it is that, but that's only if they're as smooth as I am.
Yeah.
The second one that I've used was, I do. I just send I do, and they're like, huh? I do. And they're like, what do you mean? Marriage, baby.
Hello, what do you mean?
Yeah,
I mean?
we go together.
We are together.
Yeah, you are my man, my
to-
man. But what's a good DM for her?
I feel like, because my first instinct is to like reply to a story or something that you can relate to, but
Yeah.
like he may think that that's like just being friendly.
A little.
I love a little spicy text, a little message.
Like what?
I like what you said.
Okay. It's flirty.
Yeah.
The first thing that stood out to me, she said that she watched one of his stories and they have similar interests. So I just think people should be direct. Like, stop shooting around. What is it? Shooting around the bush?
Beating around.
Beating around. Or shooting, because
Stop shooting around the bush.
Stop beating around the bush. DM that man and say, hey, I see that you like to do paint and sips, or you're a painter.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to go out to paint and sip with me on Friday? Do it. What's the big deal? The fear of rejection is holding us back.
I know, but you know, I did say that I have a fear of that. But I do feel like there's something to like, oh, if you like paint and sip, like there's this cool one happening on Friday.
What are you doing? Are you free? Maybe make it a group thing if it's too much pressure. Like, me and my friends are going. Would you like to join?
Yeah. Did she say if it was a mutual friend that she knows?
No, she said she saw him through a mutual friend.
Oh, there's a connection there.
Yeah.
I'm quick to make a connection.
Yes.
Tell your boy that I like him.
Immediately.
Tell him
Yes.
that I am attracted to him.
Yes.
Like, but I've also done that and also been not had it happen.
humbled.
He's gay.
But that is a part of life.
Yeah.
There's how many humans on this earth?
Mm-hmm.
They're not all going to like you.
I don't agree.
They're not all going to like you, Kamie. And it is okay.
Why wouldn't they?
Life doesn't end.
Yeah, not for me.
He doesn't, but the next one might, and the next one might, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. But if you never speak up, you'll never know.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That
I'm
concerns
very
me.
much for like, if you see somebody cute out, why should you have to wait? There and this, listen, I do not give straight men a lot of credit.
Because why would you?
Because why the fuck would I?
Yeah.
But there is so much pressure, I feel like, on a lot of men to come up to the woman and say the right thing. And is she in a relationship? And if she's with a group of girlfriends, and like, there's always that one strong arm girlfriend that's like,
Don't touch her.
Don't touch her. She's good.
I have a
Like,
friend
what?
like that. I have a friend
No,
like that.
you got to get rid of her. You
I
can't go
love
out with her
her.
when you're trying to go
Well,
out.
she's like a feminist. She don't play that shit. Like, don't touch her without her consent.
Well,
Touch
yeah,
it.
don't do that.
Yeah.
But like, if a guy comes up to you and is like, hey, can I get you a drink?
Yeah, that's different.
All
That's
the
different.
girls being like, you're not going to get us a drink?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like, bitch, wait. I'm
working on it.
Wait.
Like, damn.
Fuck. Like, let me work on that.
Right.
Because I'm the type of friend that if a guy comes up to me and says, can I get you a drink? I'm going to say, I
Me
would
and my
love
girls,
a drink,
yeah.
but my girls,
We're thirsty too.
my girls are thirsty too.
Yeah.
You don't need that girlfriend that's going to be like, no, she's fine. I got her a drink. Bitch,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking you.
Okay, like you're ruining it for everyone.
No, none of us get a drink. Like,
So
what?
silly.
So I am for that. Like going up to them,
Yeah.
saying something. Like I feel like some of these guys, they're like in the age of like Me Too and things that are going on in the world, and like women obviously
They're
wanting to
apprehensive.
be approached with respect
Yes.
and consent.
Yes.
There's a way to do it, but I think that they are a little apprehensive because how do I do it? Like, I don't want to come off cringe. I don't want to come off thirsty. Da, da, da. No, be thirsty about me.
Yeah.
I need you to break through the crowd.
Yes. And that's a
come right
dream.
up to me.
That's a dream. But I just want more women to stand in your power. Like, we are boss bitches nowadays. We've got our own money. We have our own homes. We have our own cars. We have our own careers.
Yep.
I can approach you because I'm so confident in me. And to be honest, this might not go anywhere. We might just be friends. This might just be a good convo at the bar for 30 minutes. We might shoot the shit about the game and move on. There is no love lost in that. And I bet you $20. I'll bet you $100. You're never going to see that man again.
But here's the other thing. This is the insider secret. It's not that hard because straight men are very easy.
Exactly. Especially if you loop them up with liquor.
They're whores, sluts, Jezebels, skanks. You can go up to them. Yeah. You can say anything. You could literally go up to them. And they'll be
shake a little tit. And you're in, sister.
And they'll be like, can I get you a drink?
Me like you.
Their dick is out.
Men like you.
It's like they're fucking beating on their chest like a fucking gorilla.
Yes.
They're excited. They let off them pheromones and it's lit.
Yeah, it's
You don't have to come up to them with any special line.
Yeah, you're right. But that's what I'm saying. She just needs to shoot the DM. I promise you, if they're following each other, they're already engaging.
Yeah.
The interest is there. You lose nothing by just expressing yourself. At worst, they might screenshot you and you're in the group chat, but it's not that deep.
But if they do that,
loser anyways.
Loser.
Yeah.
Although, if he were to do it to me,
he would be in the chat.
But
not like talking shit. Just like,
girl.
Just like, look at this guy.
Just a girl.
Just the girly pop.
Yeah. Look who hit me up. Yeah.
Okay, Kamie, this has been so fun.
I don't want it to stop.
I know. We could talk forever. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
Thank you for joining the pregame. When you are done with your egg procedure, we will have a celebratory drink.
An actual drink.
Yes.
But now the internet's going to be like, she didn't drink on Kayla's podcast. She's pregnant.
She's not pregnant.
Not.
Also, mind your goddamn business.
Stop asking women if they're pregnant.
Yeah, and I'm drunk enough for everybody, every episode. So is that not enough? Cheers. Thank you, my girl.
I love you. Thank you.